Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Gonna be giving you my reaction to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference ahead of our game against Arsenal on Sunday at Old Trafford. Now, at the beginning of the press conference, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer spoken about Mikel Arteta, and he rates Mikel Arteta as Arsenal manager and he's praised him. Mikel Arteta has been Arsenal manager for around 10 months now. He won his first trophy with Arsenal last season, like Ole mentioned. So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer knows this is going to be a difficult game against Arsenal. Now, Ole said he cannot believe that the 5 subs rule in the Premier League was scrapped, and he said it could jeopardise the players' health. So you can't make 5 subs in the Premier League, you can only make 3 subs, but you can make 5 substitutions in the Champions League. But Solskjaer cannot believe it, all the votes. He also provided us with an update on Phil Jones and Sergio Romero. Now, Solskjaer's confirmed that Phil Jones has been out with injury and he's had an operation. But Solskjaer said he could play a part at some point this season, maybe after Christmas. And as for Sergio Romero, he is back in training. Solskjaer's confirmed that Alex Telles will be missing the game. Alex Telles recently got tested positive for COVID-19, but Solskjaer confirmed that he's got no symptoms. Alex Telles was absent from the squad against RB Leipzig, and he didn't play any part in the Chelsea game, so he's not yet made his Premier League debut. But he was very, very good on his debut against PSG. And I think he's going to be a very good signing for Manchester United. We paid around €15 million for Telles, with add-ons included, and he signed a 4-year contract with the football club, with an option of a further year. Now, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer spoken about Paul Pogba during the press conference, and he believes we will get the best out of Paul Pogba, and he's backing him to rediscover his form. Solskjaer has accepted that Paul Pogba looks more influential further forward, because Paul Pogba was playing in more of an advanced role against RB Leipzig. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said that Paul Pogba did very, very well against RB Leipzig. He obviously got the assist for Mason Greenwood's first goal. That was his first start against RB Leipzig for quite a while, wasn't it? As you all know, there is a lot of uncertainty regarding Paul Pogba's future. And there's still Manchester United fans that are expecting him to leave the football club next summer. I can't fully assure though that he's going to leave. Now, the other week, we triggered that 1-year extension on his contract, Paul Pogba. So that keeps him at the football club until June 2022. This was recently confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. Quite a few weeks ago now, Paul Pogba made an admission saying that one day his dream is to join Real Madrid. And if he leaves Man United, I think he will go to Real Madrid. And he was talking a lot about Real Madrid and Zinedine Zidane last year. Last year, he said he wanted to leave Man United because he was seeking for a new challenge. A few weeks ago, he said Barcelona were interested in him. His former club Juventus have been in for him. Pogba did enjoy 4 good years with Juventus, and I think PSG have been in for him. This is Paul Pogba's 5th season at Man United since he rejoined from Juventus. For the vast majority of last season, didn't really have a perception on him because he was out with that ankle injury. Pogba has sustained a few injuries though as a Manchester United player. As it stands at the moment, he's our most expensive signing because we paid £89 million for him. Paul Pogba not so long ago denied that he quit the France national team and apparently said he was going to take legal action. But Pogba's had some good periods as a Man United player. He did well against Leipzig. He did well towards the end of last season. Did well in that 3-month period when Solsjaer was the interim manager. So these are some of the stuff that were mentioned during the press conference. So that's your reaction. Now, we're in a good vein of form at the moment. We are unbeaten in our last 4 games in all competitions. And we've had a good start to our Champions League campaign. We've had back-to-back wins. We've beaten PSG and we also beaten RB Leipzig. So we've registered 6 points from 2 games. If we do beat Arsenal on Sunday, that'll be our first win at Old Trafford in the Premier League this season. So far this season in the league, we have played 5 games. We have won 2, lost 2 and drawn 1. And I think we're sitting 15th in the Premier League. But Solsjaer knows we've bounced back very, very well from that 6-1 hammering against Tottenham. As for Arsenal, they had a good win recently. They beat Dundalk by 3-0. Arsenal have played 6 games so far in the Premier League this season. They've won 3 and they've lost 3. Now, Arsenal did make some good signings in the summer transfer window. They brought Willian in on a free. They brought Gabriel Magalhaes in. And they brought Thomas Partey in. A couple of other players Mikel Arteta brought in since he'd been appointed as Arsenal manager. He brought Pablo Mari in and Cedric Soares. And they've got some good young players of Arsenal that could be involved in the game on Sunday. They've got that Joe Willock. They've got that Saka, haven't they? They've got that Eddie Nketiah. And they've got Reece Nelson, who seems to be very, very good. I think probably Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is Arsenal's best player. Or one of their best players. Some people think he's overrated. Lacazette, I also like him a lot. Arsenal have obviously still got Ozil. He's aging up. He's been subjected to transfer speculation. They've got Granit Xhaka. Don't forget before he had problems with the captaincy. A while ago, I think that was now. They've obviously got Guendouzi. When Unai Emery was in charge of Arsenal, he made quite a few signings. He brought Kieran Tierney in. He brought David Luiz in. He brought William Saliba in. He brought Dani Ceballos in. And he brought Nicolas Pepe in. They do Unai Emery. Arsenal, like I said on the preview, have got a few players out with injury. Callum Chambers is out with injury. Rob Holding's out with injury. Pablo Mari's out. David Luiz is out. And I think they've got Gabriel Martinelli out. And Willian's been out with injury recently. Like I said, Arsenal have not beaten us at Old Trafford in the Premier League since 2006. So that's over 14 years ago now. The game at Old Trafford last season was 1-1. We did lose the game at the Emirates last season by 2-0. So Mikel Arteta has beaten Ole Gunnar Solskjaer once as a manager. So obviously Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will want his revenge. Arsenal have let quite a few good players go, haven't they? Like I mentioned before, they let Robin Van Persie go, they let Alexis Sanchez go, they let Aaron Ramsey go, they let Jack Wilshere go, they let Sammy Nasri go, they let Olivier Giroud go. You know what I mean? Was it last year? Laurent Koscielny left them. Danny Welbeck left them, and Lichtsteiner left them. This used to be a very, very good game, Manchester United and Arsenal, when we obviously had Sir Alex Ferguson and when they had Arsene Wenger. Ferguson endured 27 years with us and Wenger endured 22 years with Arsenal, two longest serving managers in English football. But yeah, it's still a rivalry, isn't it, Manchester United and Arsenal? Obviously, we're both not as good as we used to be. But yeah. So, I do believe that Solskjaer is going to make some changes from the 5-0 win against RB Leipzig. Edinson Cavani, I'm hoping that he can start the game on Sunday. If he does start the game on Sunday, that will be his full Premier League debut for the football club. Now, Edinson Cavani did come on in the RB Leipzig game and did well. He also did well when he came off the bench against Chelsea, almost scored with his first touch against Chelsea. Now, we got Edinson Cavani on a free transfer on deadline day, and he signed a 2-year contract with the club worth around 220 grand a week, and he's our new number 7. I said to you, didn't I, Edinson Cavani will be the next Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Now, Marcus Rashford, I think he will be starting this game. Marcus Rashford is a top-class player and he's developing really, really well. And he's improved under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. Rashford, scored a hat-trick against RB Leipzig. He became the second Manchester United player to score a hat-trick from the substitutes bench. And he was also the hero in Paris, because he scored late on. That was the second time he scored late on in Paris. Rashford, has been part of the club for several years. He's nearly 23 and he's been with us since the age of 7. And he's been in our senior squad since 2016. Don't forget, Marcus Rashford scored twice on his Premier League debut against Arsenal. Mason Greenwood, I'm expecting him to be involved in the game. Will Mason Greenwood start or will he be benched? Mason Greenwood did very, very well against RB Leipzig, started. Obviously scored the first goal. That was his first Champions League goal for Manchester United. And it was his 59th appearance for the football club. Prior to the Chelsea game, Solskjaer defended Mason Greenwood and blasted RX players for criticising him, and he said the English media are starting to go after him. And Solskjaer denied that Mason Greenwood's timekeeping was poor, because he said he got warned about his timekeeping the other week. We had a few issues with Greenwood at the start of the season because he was getting withdrawn from the England squad by Gareth Southgate a couple of times. Got confirmed at the start of the season that will give Mason Greenwood that number 11. Greenwood is the 4th Manchester United player to wear that number 11 shirt. Broke into the first team squad last season. Donny van de Beek, I want him to start this game. If Donny van de Beek does start this game against Arsenal, that will be his full Premier League debut for the club. Donny van de Beek did start against RB Leipzig. He was playing in that number 10 role. And I thought he did very, very well. His awareness in tight spaces was good. He dictated the play well and his defensive contribution was good. And I'm expecting to see more from Donny van de Beek. Solskjaer, prior to Leipzig game was talking about Van der Beek, saying that he's going to play a big part this year and he's going to be an important player. And he did say, the topic is Donny van der Beek, and, he responded to the criticism over the use of Donny van der Beek because Patrice Evra and Gary Neville, were criticising. Solsjaer did explain why he hasn't been playing him much, because he wants him to adapt in his surroundings, and he's trying to find his best position. Because I heard that he can play in like 3 different roles, but Donny van der Beek's predominant position is box to box, isn't it? But I don't know. Will we keep him in that number 10? That's the question. I don't know. But yeah, we paid £40 million in for Ajax, Donny van der Beek. He signed a 5-year contract with the football club with an option of a further year, and currently wears that number 34 shirt. Now, Bruno Fernandes. Do you think he's going to be involved in this game against Arsenal? I don't think he'll start. You saw my starting 11 prediction earlier on. Probably will be involved though, Bruno Fernandes. We'll see. Bruno Fernandes didn't start though against RB Leipzig. He came off the bench and obviously got an assist and he showed his quality. Bruno Fernandes has endured around 9 months with Manchester United. The vast majority of his goals have come from the penalty spot. Last season, won Premier League Player of the Month around 3 times, and he won some Matt Busby Player of the Year award, reflecting on his good run of performances. And Bruno Fernandes has made the difference in the team, hasn't he? Fred. He's probably going to start this game against Arsenal. If he doesn't start, he will be involved and he'll come off the bench. But he's undroppable at the moment, is Fred. Fred, I think, has started our last 4 games. And Fred has been, very good on and off the ball. His distribution's been good. He's been very mobile. And he has improved under the Ole Gunnar Solsjaer era. Paid a lot of money for him a few years ago. Paid £52 million for him from Shakhtar Donetsk. We got him in Jose Mourinho's final transfer window. Fred has got a contract with the football club until 2023. There again, though, Scott McTominay is undroppable because he's done well recently. McTominay didn't start against RB Leipzig, but he did come off the bench. I have been critical of McTominay before. McTominay is developing. He's been part of the club for several years. Was it after the first lockdown? McTominay committed his future with Man United because he signed a 5-year contract with the football club, didn't he? Matic, I don't think he'll start this game against Arsenal. He has lost his place in the team now, but there again, Matic did start against RB Leipzig, surprisingly. He did quite well. Some of his hold-up play were good. I thought Matic had some good games towards the end of last season, didn't he? And was it at the start of the season, Matic signed a 3-year contract with the football club. Matic has been at Man United now for over 3 years or so. We paid £40 million in from Chelsea back in 2017. Luke Shaw, he'll start this game because obviously Alex Telles isn't available. I think Luke Shaw's improved under Ole. My only element of concern about Luke Shaw is that he is injury prone. But prior to that, very, very good. Because Luke Shaw had an ankle injury towards the end of last season. He had an injury at the first part of last season, didn't he? Harry Maguire, he'll start, I think. I'll give Harry Maguire a lot of credit. He's rejuvenated himself recently. Harry Maguire did play in the game against RB Leipzig. Did very, very well. Looked dangerous in set pieces. Made some very good clearances. He was also very effective in the air. Harry Maguire also did well in the Newcastle game because he got his name on the score sheet. He wasn't so bad in the Chelsea game apart from pulling Azpilicueta down and could have given away a penalty. But he did have early season troubles, didn't he? Did Harry Maguire? He's obviously our captain. He's the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment because we got him in a deal worth £80 million. Probably Victor Lindelof's going to start alongside Maguire. I want Tuanzebe to get given a start though. Tuanzebe came on against Leipzig. Tuanzebe didn't play against Chelsea, but he was very, very impressive against PSG. That game against PSG was Tuanzebe's first start for Man United in 10 months. Solsjaer wants Tuanzebe to add consistency to ensure he has a long career at Man United, but obviously he's got to stay injury-free because he has sustained a few injuries. It probably will be Lindelof though, starting alongside Maguire. And Wan-Bissaka, he'll definitely keep his place in the team. And Wan-Bissaka's really impressed me in the last 4 games or so. Didn't enjoy the best of starts to the season, but it's good that he's rejuvenated himself. And Wan-Bissaka lately has been making very good tackles. He showed some good attacking intent. He's been good from crosses as well. Don't forget, Wan-Bissaka did score his first Man United goal against Newcastle. That game against Newcastle was his 50th appearance for the football club. This season's Wan-Bissaka's second season at Man United. David De Gea will remain in goal. Like I've already said, he will remain our number 1 this season, will David De Gea. David De Gea's rejuvenated himself. De Gea's done well in his last 4 games for Man United, something like that. Made some very, very good saves. Hasn't made any mistakes. And he's been a long servant because this is his 10th season at Manchester United. Juan Mata. Now, do you think he could be involved in this game against Arsenal? I don't see him starting the game, Juan Mata. It probably would be the wrong decision to start Juan Mata anyway. Even though he's done well in the games he's played in this season, because Juan Mata did well against Newcastle, got an assist. He did well in both of our Cowbell Cup games against Luton and Brighton. Got man of the match for both of them games. But Juan Mata has now lost that yard of pace because he is ageing up. Juan Mata has enjoyed a good 6 years or so at the football club. I think he's made around, 260 appearances, something like that in all competitions, and scored 50 goals. The other week, Juan Mata rejected an $18 million a year contract offer to play in Saudi Arabia. Didn't he? Daniel James, like I said, don't see him starting. Will he be involved? Don't know. It would be the wrong decision to obviously start Daniel James. You know, Daniel James shouldn't have even started in the Chelsea game, should he? Odin Ighalo, I don't think he'll play any part. I think Ighalo will leave Man United in January when his loan expires. Just after the first lockdown, don't forget we extended his loan, didn't we? Last season he was our top goal scorer in the FA Cup. We brought Odin Ighalo in on deadline day in January to get that covered up to Marcus Rashford. That is the only reason we did that. As you all know, Eric Bailly's unavailable. He's out with a muscle injury. Solsjaer confirmed last week that he's going to be out for 3 to 4 weeks with this. And that's my element of concern about Eric Bailly. He's injury prone. Prior to that, though, I think he's a very, very good centre-half. I think he's better than Victor Lindelof, put it that way. Jesse Lingard, he's been out with a knock. He's unavailable. But Lingard doesn't get in the team now anyway, really, does he? So even if he'd been fit, he probably wouldn't have been playing. As you all know, Phil Jones is unavailable. Anthony Martial is not available for the game on Sunday. He's got 1 game to serve now in the league, and then his suspension's up. Martial did get sent off in our 6-1 defeat to Tottenham. He shouldn't have been sent off, but he did get sent off. You know, he got given a 3-match suspension, and like I've said, he's served 2 of his games. Martial did start the RB Leipzig game. He scored from the penalty spot, and he also got an assist. But obviously, you know, I don't think he was brilliant against RB Leipzig, though. What formation do you think Ollie's going to go with? You know, that's the question. Is he going to stick with the 4-2-3-1? Ollie's gone a lot with that formation since he got appointed in as Man United manager. Will he go with the 4-3-3? Will he go with the 3-5-2? Will he go with the 5-3-2? We don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. After the game against Arsenal, it is Istanbul Başakşehir in the Champions League group stage. That's our other opponent in the group. And then after that, it's Everton, isn't it? You know what I mean? But yeah, Ole Gunnar Solsjaer does deserve more time at Manchester United. He deserves more time, definitely. And I've got to give Ole Gunnar Solsjaer a lot of credit because he deserves credit. Because I think in a lot of the big games, he showed a lot of tactical flexibility. So Solskjaer's obviously beaten Julian Nagelsmann as manager of Man United. He's beaten Thomas Tuchel as Man United manager. Last season, he beat Pep Guardiola 3 times as Man United manager. He beat Frank Lampard 3 times as Man United manager. And he's obviously beat Jose Mourinho once as Ole. So this is why he deserves credit. And his job is definitely safe for now. But obviously, if we was to lose or draw to Arsenal, then could the pressure be possibly back on him? We've got to beat Arsenal. We can't lose, and obviously, we can't draw. But there again, from an Arsenal perspective, they're going to say the same thing. It's a must-win for them because they've had back-to-back defeats in the league. But a few weeks ago, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was under serious pressure at the football club. Just checking my battery. He was under serious pressure. And there was obviously talks of Mauricio Pochettino coming in, and it says we was looking at Massimiliano Allegri as an alternative. But the pressure eased off, when we beat Newcastle and when we beat PSG. It did. But this is Ole's second season as Manchester United manager. And I said to you at the start of this season, what would represent a good season for Man United, and that would be a top 4 finish and win a trophy. I'd love Manchester United to win a trophy because we've not yet won out in terms of silverware under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era, and we haven't won a trophy for over 3 years. I credit Solskjaer, for what he did last season. Last season was his first full season at the club, and, he got us qualification for the Champions League. He also got us third, and he guided us to 3 semi-finals. And don't forget, the first part of last season, we enjoyed our worst start ever to a Premier League season. At that point, Ole was very close to getting sacked as Man United manager. And I said a few weeks ago, Solskjaer was in the exact same position as he was in at the first part of last season. But yeah, Ole's enjoyed 4 transfer windows at the club, and he spent over £200 million since he became Man United manager. I like the way he's promoted the youth. We've also seen a lot of players depart the club since he got recommended in. Like I said, we haven't won the Premier League since 2013, so we haven't won it now for over 7 years, the Premier League. And do you think we can at some point win the Premier League under Ole? I think at some point we can definitely challenge for the league. Next year, we'll be looking to make a couple of more signings. I think next summer we're going to go in for Dayot Upamecano from RB Leipzig. We're also going to go in for Adama Traore, I heard, because we do need a right winger, and we also need a centre-half to go alongside Maguire. We'll obviously offload more players next year. We'll offload Lingard, Rojo, Jones and Romero, I think, next year. Romero's obviously said anyway he wants his contract terminated. Brandon Williams, I think, he could be loaned out next year because he'll find game time difficult now following the arrival of Telles and Daniel James. I think he could be loaned out. Could we sell Matic though next year because he lost his place in the team and he's aging up? Juan Mata, do you think we could sell him? Pogba could be leaving next summer. We shall see. But in the summer transfer window this year, Ollie was not backed enough, and he deserves more backing. He really, really does. And I don't think any of the managers that we've had since Ferguson retired have been backed enough. We've been critical of the board for several years, reflecting how poor our recruitment policies been. You know what I mean? But like I said to you, Ollie's our fourth permanent manager since the Ferguson era. We've sacked 3 managers since the Ferguson era, and that was Moyes, Louis van Gaal, and Jose Mourinho. So yeah. But I want Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's managerial tenure to work out, like I've said, because I love him a lot. He's a club legend. Reflecting how long he's been at Man United now, though, he's gained managerial experience because he's been at the football club now for almost 2 years, and he has got a contract with us until 2022. So yeah. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.